Good evening and welcome to the Tuesday night net of the Ozarks Amateur Radio Society. This net meets regularly on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on this frequency of 146.970 with a PL tone of 162.2. My name is Wes and my call sign is AE0OC. While this is not an emergency net, if anyone at any time has emergency traffic, please call break. Does anyone have emergency traffic? Please call now. All right, hearing that, I will move on to announcements. I will be using NetLogger for check-ins on this net, and anyone who wishes can check in early by monitoring the OARS net there. The Ozarks Amateur Radio Society meets on the second Saturday of the month at the Happy House Restaurant in Monette, Missouri. The meeting is at 7, but everyone is welcome to come at 6 p.m. to eat and enjoy some good conversation. Individuals pay for their own meal, but you do not have to eat to attend. You also do not have to be a ham to attend. Everyone is welcome, including family members and those interested in amateur radio. The next meeting at Happy House will be Saturday, March 11th. More to follow. The OARS Club Hamfest Committee is hard at work planning for this year's upcoming Hamfest. The Hamfest will be held at the Mark in Mount Vernon on Saturday, March 25th. Doors will open to the public at 8 a.m. and it will run until 1 p.m. Lots of prizes will be in the raffle. We already have some great vendors lined up, and testing for licenses will be available as well. For more details, you can find the Hamfest flyer at our website at www.w0oar.com. And the Saturday breakfast with the OARS Club for February will be 7:30 a.m. at Family Restaurant in Aurora. Aurora for February. The OARS Club now has 3 regular nets. The D-Star net, Monday at 8 p.m. on 444.150. The 2-meter net, Tuesday at 7 p.m. on 146.970. And the Simplex net on the first Saturday of the month at 7 p.m. on 146.460. And this net is now being streamed on the 5-9 Radio YouTube channel. So if you want to see how you sound on the radio, or you miss part of the net, you can go to 59radio.com for details and a link to the channel. Are there any other announcements of interest to amateur radio? Please call now. All right, well, I'm not hearing any. And I don't expect this to be a really long net tonight because it is Valentine's Day. It's our Valentine's edition, or as I like to call it, the Single Hams Club. So, which actually the ones I've got in the run-up so far, I'm the only single one. But most of you guys are probably out there with your significant other on a date tonight, I'm hoping anyway. So, in any case, if you are, our thoughts are with you. And so we're going to jump right into some. Oh, one other thing too, as I mentioned, this happens to be the 1-year anniversary of this net. Zach and I kicked the OARS net back into gear 1 year ago. It'll be actually tomorrow, 1 year, on the 15th of February. And so this is our 1-year anniversary. Really happy about that. And let's move into our check-ins. We've got KA0SPM. Steve, how are you doing on this fine Valentine's?
Yes, I am doing really good. The significant other is at work, so we're probably going to do something tomorrow. Congratulations on the year. That's pretty awesome. I think we all kind of, as we discussed and chat a little bit, sick and tired of being sick and tired. So maybe we have better times coming, hopefully. So with that, Wes, good to hear you. Back to you, K0SPN.
Yeah, this net has come quite a little ways in the past year. I remember there was a few nights there that I was wondering if I'd have any check-ins at all. In fact, there was one night I had one check-in. It was all I had for the whole net. So it has really improved, and we've now got 3 nets going, and we got 4 net control operators. So we're moving up in this world. And yeah, definitely sick and tired of being sick and tired. So 73, Steve, appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's move on down to Dave, KE6GAE. How are you doing tonight, Dave?
Oh, we're doing pretty good, Wes. Thanks for running on that. Just sitting here doing some programming on that FT5 a little more. Trying to get it set up how I like it. And got the VPN built. I've got a book coming because, like I said last night on the net, VPN stuff's not my forte at work, so I'm learning this so I can finish getting the D-Star gateway set up. I can actually get a separate IP showing on the outside of that cellular modem, so we're moving in the right direction. I just got to figure out how to get the correct port forwarded to a VPN. All right, well, that's once again, thanks for running the net, and we'll pass it back to net control. K6GAE, back to net control.
All right, Dave, I'm going to tell you that most of what you said didn't even slow down as it flew over the top of my head. But I'm glad that we've got you working on it, because that's probably the only way it's going to get fixed. But appreciate you checking in tonight, and hope you're enjoying your Valentine's Day, even though you're working on computer-related stuff. Say 73 and move on down. KF6OZ. Mel, how are you doing tonight?
E0OC, this is KF6OZ. All is going well here. We got a pretty good shower here today. Things are actually starting to look like spring now. It's getting muddy outside. Trying to resurrect a couple of old PCs. Been spending my time in the basement, staying in out of the weather. That's all that's happening here. KF6OZ.
Well, Mel, did you have a good Valentine's Day and, to go out anywhere for lunch or dinner?
Yes, we did. Both for lunch and dinner. And we're just sitting back taking it easy now.
All right, very good. I'm glad you had a good day, and we did have some showers, that's for sure. But I think we're still a little ways away from springtime. But I can't get here soon enough to suit me. Move on down, 73 Mel, and we're looking at KB0RHA. Rich, how are you doing today?
Oh, doing pretty good. Looking forward to ordering some new toys here in the next month probably, and getting things lined up. This spring I want to put up a couple of towers and some antennas and whatnot. But other than that, just trying to stay out of the rain and keeping dry. Things are starting to green up over here. Can't wait for spring to come. Anyway, that's about all I've got. Turn it back over to net control. 7-3s, everybody. KB0RHA.
Well, Rich, I'll tell you what, that sounds pretty ambitious, putting up 2 towers. The one that I just put up took me about 1.5 years to get up, and it was quite the nightmare, I'm telling you. Lots of expense and lots of things I just wasn't really planning for, but it is up, and it's a nice tower. I'm happy with it, that's for sure. But I hope that your project goes a little better than mine. How tall are they?
Both of them are going to be right at 40 feet. I'm going to have some VHF and UHF on one tower and HF on the other.
Wow, very good. Yeah, I put up a 30-foot tower at first, and that was pretty simple. That one just leaned up against the house and had a house bracket up at the top and held it in place, and it was no-brainer. But the one I've got now is a 60-foot Roam 25, and it's out there with guys, guide off on 2 sets of guys, and it's got a tri-band antenna up on top, rotator, of course, and all the mast, and then it's got a 2-meter beam and a 2-meter vertical omnidirectional, and it's getting ready to have a 2-meter and a 440 vertical beam on it here pretty soon. So it's a pretty well loaded out tower, and it's definitely taken a lot of work and a lot of expenses.
Yeah, I know they can do that. I've got a hazer for the Roan 25 that I've got, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem, but I'm going to have them both to where they tilt over, and they'll both be up against the house on either side of the house, so I don't think it should be too big a deal, but I guess we'll see when that time comes.
Yeah, I think that going up along the house is going to help you some. That should make it a little bit easier. And the one my big one that I just put up, it tilts over also, and it uses a falling derrick to lift it. And I'll tell you what, that works pretty slick if you're out in the middle of the yard like mine is, because that makes it where you get something to lift up instead of just trying to pull out on it.
Yeah, I'm going to sink in a 3 or 4 inch steel pipe full of concrete to help it tilt over, and that should help that quite a bit. I've got a few plans laid out for that already on paper, so hopefully if all goes well, it shouldn't be that big a deal. Get the concrete work done is one of the main things there.
Yeah, I cheated for the concrete. I used pre-poured blocks. They're 2,500 pounds a piece, and used 2 of them for the base, and it worked pretty good. I haven't had any problems with it at all. And then I used 1 inch for the guy wire anchors, and it all worked out pretty decent.
Well, that sounds pretty good. That's an option I haven't thought of yet. I may have to give that a little more thought. And I really enjoyed going to the meeting there at the Happy House, meet everybody there, and that was a good time.
Well, we enjoyed having you, and look forward to seeing you again next month. And so, now I'm going to say 73 to you, and we are at the bottom of our list. And I'm looking for more check-ins. This is AE0OC. Do I have any check-ins for the OARSnet?
AE0, WRU.
Romeo, Mike, Bob, and Aurora.
All right, I got 2 Bobs there, and I think I had a double with the second one. So if you were trying to get in and your name's not Bob, go ahead and give me your call sign.
Whiskey 0 Zulu Alpha Charlie.
All right, let's start with KE0WRU. Bob, how are you doing tonight?
Well, I'm kind of sore. I had an accident yesterday. One of your friendly goats there showed up over at the boss's place, and he'd been there just long enough. I guess he was deciding to get testy, and I picked up the 9-month-old baby, was taking it to the house, and that sucker took a run and hit me in the leg. then hooked his horn around me and tried to tear my leg off. We had a pretty good fight. He ended up in the stock trailer, and he disappeared last night. He went to the sale barn. The kid's okay. I got a bad leg, but the baby's okay, so I guess we're okay. How's that sound, KE0WRU?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like any fun at all. And them bucks can be kind of a little bit on the dangerous side. I know that my daughter's got one that's a little bit cantankerous, and it's a good buck. It's good at breeding, but it's time for it to probably move on down the road to somebody that wants to deal with it.
Well, this one here, we don't know where it came from. No one claimed it. He was there the first day. He wasn't doing nothing. Yesterday, he was getting calmed down, or getting a little bit testy. And the wife, she brought the two boys out there to talk to him and look at him, and they was all visiting. I was working on a machine, and I noticed he was starting to get kind of testy, shaking his head. And I said, "Let's get these kids out of here." And I said, "I'll take the baby. You can get the boy that walks." And I said, "Well, get him in there." And boy, he attacked me on the way to the house. Well, he got me pretty good, so when I got the boy there, I got him and I worked him over and I got him in the stock trailer and they hauled him off.
Well, considering your location, I guess I better ask, what color was he?
He was white and brown.
All right, that's good, because my daughter's, she lives up there just pretty close to you there. Hers is black that she's been having issues with. I won't say issues. He's just a little protective of his herd, I guess is the way to put it.
Yeah, this one ain't got no hurt. He just showed up. He's an old goat. His old horns is really rough and beat up. You can tell he's been in a few scrapes, but anyway, they took him to the sale barn and got rid of him before he hurt somebody. So he brought pretty good money. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, other than that, sitting there talking on the radio a little bit, enjoying this weather. Every day is getting closer to spring there. I guess I'll hand it back to you and tell you thanks for running the net there, KE0WRU.
All right, Bob, 73, and hope you had a good Valentine's Day. Move on down. The next check-in is KA0RM. Bob, how are you doing?
Kilo Alpha Zero, Romeo Mike. Doing good, Wes. We just got back about 30 minutes before you started the net. We was over in Marionville there and eat supper with WB0QV and his wife for Valentine's Day. We had Taco Tuesday over in Monette with Ron and Christina, another lady from down that way. So we had a nice time over there. Sean, I was going to be there about 12:30. Well, I didn't get there till about 1 because headed out the door and I had a tire light show up on the car. So I got down there about 4 and I turned around and come back, checked the air in it, and shoot, it was running out about as fast as I was putting it in. So I let Ron know that we was going to be late, because we were supposed to be there at 12:30, so I had to go down there and get a tire fixed. Well, on the way back from the food pantry today, sometime over there from Verona, Mama must run over a bottle or something and put a piece of glass through the sidewall. So I took care of that. So tomorrow morning I got to go down to Cars here and get a couple tires. I don't like just put one on, so it was on the back, passenger side, so I'll put the new ones on the steers and put the older ones back on the back. But they still have some good rubber on them. But anyway, that's what. Then we got over there, and then we did have our tacos, and then come home, and then, like I said, went over to Marionville there at Alice Irene's tonight with Jim and his wife. So everything's been going good. Good to see you the other night, Rich. And hope you don't be a stranger. And had a really good turnout there. Like I said, 40 for the people didn't count. Another 35 last month, so we're doing good. Little waitress gal, she told me, she says, every month they just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I said, yep, hopefully we'll outgrow this place sometime. So I said, we got a lot of furniture will have to move around in here, to find more for people to sit. But anyway, I had a good 10 meters. You got Kuwait and Latvia and Slovenia and Ukraine and Kosovo on 10 meters. Japan there this morning. I'll tell you what, it was hot and heavy. Anybody didn't get it. Vietnam. Yeah, I got Vietnam too. I've never got Vietnam before, but I did get hit in Vietnam. So you guys that hadn't got there, just eat your hearts out. Catch you later, Wes. Thanks for running the net. Kilo Alpha Zero, Romeo Mike, Aurora.
All right, Bob. Thanks for checking in today. And yeah, I would have liked to got the Vietnam. I tried last night for a Vietnam that I saw on there, and I just could not get through to them. I didn't see one on there this morning, though. But I did get a few, and I'm up to 70 on my country count now, the confirmed countries. So that's kind of a neat thing. I'm getting there, working a little at a time. Eventually, I'll get there to the 100 mark. But appreciate you checking in tonight, and we'll move on down to W0ZAC. Zach, how are you doing tonight?
Good evening, Wes, and everyone on the net. Doing good. Not much to report down here. Pretty quiet day. Didn't really do anything special for Valentine's. We exchanged cards and some small gifts, but we didn't go out and party or anything. Now we're sitting here working on homework again, doing some more 6th grade math, so yippee. Remembering all the things I forgot how to do, mostly. Anywho, that's all I've got, Wes. We'll say 7-3, and thanks for running the net. W0ZAC.
All right. Well, Zach, since you have appropriately aged kids, I got to ask, first of all, do they still do the Valentine's boxes where they, all the kids put cards in your Valentine's box? And if so, what kind of boxes did your kids have?
Well, Riley's in middle school, so no more Valentine's parties for her. But Gavin is kindergarten age, and yeah, they make Valentine's boxes. So if you're familiar with the game Minecraft, my boy loves that stuff. We built the character Steve from Minecraft as his box. So Dad built the box, and Mom and Gavin painted it.
Well, that is awesome. And I think that every kid, had, at one time or another, had a robot Valentine's box, back when I was a kid anyway. But I had one year that now is particularly interesting. It was a CB radio. So, that kind of 70s thing. You got to remember, CB was big back then.
Yeah, for sure. My mom, she was pretty artsy, so I had all kinds of creative Valentine's boxes, and one of them was a robot, of course. This was Gavin's first Valentine box, and it kind of looks like a robot. It just has a different paint scheme on it. We'll see what happens next year. 7-3 West, W0ZAC.
All right, Zach, thanks a lot for checking in. Glad that you had a good Valentine's and your kids had a good Valentine's Day. So we're at the bottom of the list looking for some more check-ins. This is AE0OC. Do I have any further check-ins for the OARS net?
Whiskey Echo 0 Victor, WE0V Elaine, Northeast Joplin.
JB0 BOB, Gary, Verona.
WB0 OQV, Jim in Marionville.
All right. We got 3 of you in there, and 2 of you, I thumbed your calls wrong. So, but you did get Elaine. I got that one right at least. WE0V. Elaine, go ahead.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to ask, I think I talked to you last about the programming cable for the OARS Best. You said something about looking up that Kenwood TM255A. I was wondering if you found any info on that.
No, there's not a cable for that. I have a 255A, and there was somebody else that you were talking to that said something about the cable, but I have, like I said, I have the radio, and it's not that hard to just manually program in, and I can probably help you with that at the Hamfest.
WHSN Mobile.
And that's about all I really wanted to ask about. So I guess I'll see you up there. I'll probably be wearing my ball cap that has my call sign on it, so I should be good to identify. So I'll turn it back to net control. And wanted to say happy Valentine's to everybody out there. This is WE0V to net control.
All right, Lane. I'm easy to locate up there. I'm the one in the wheelchair, the great big guy in the wheelchair. And, of course, I've got a cap that has my call sign on it also. So if you hunt me down, I will try to help you out. And I believe it was Dave that we were talking to about a cable, but I could be wrong on that one, too. So I'm going to say 73 to you, Elaine. And the next one down, KB0GOP, is that correct?
It was Kilo Bravo 0 Bravo Oscar Papa.
All right, I got Gary in Verona. How are you doing tonight? And what do you have for the net?
Oh, we don't have much to talk about. Not much going on in Verona. My internet and phone was up for about a day and a half, but I got that fixed about an hour ago. Did you hear there was a mobile unit trying to check in? Did you hear him?
Was it W0HSN? I heard that one.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Yeah, I did not catch the fact that he was mobile, though. But I will get to him. He'll be... I'll get to him next, actually, so in case he is mobile.
Okay, I'll go ahead and back down. Let somebody else check in. This is KB0BOP signing off.
All right, Gary. Well, we appreciate you checking in. I hope you had a good Valentine's Day. And we'll say 73 and move on down to Lee. W0HSN, how are you today? W0HSN, you're up on the net. All right, well, we'll come back and try Lee here in a minute. WB0OQV, Jimmy, how are you doing tonight?
A0C and W0QV. Doing good, Wes. Just got back and now ate too much, as Bob said. I'm miserable, but just got set down here at the radio, and 10 meters is still, of course I'm on FT8, but 10 meters is still screaming. Got stations like Guam, Ogasawara, China, Korea, South Korea. It's just all kinds of Asia stuff's on. So anyway, not much else. Good to meet you in person the other night, and really enjoyed the club meeting. It keeps growing. That's fantastic. Anyway, back to you, and everybody have a good evening. WB0QV 73.
All right, Jimmy, it was really good to see you there at the meeting too, and hopefully you won't be a stranger and you'll keep coming back to them. We'd like to see you next month. Appreciate you checking in, and we'll say 73, and let's check back in and see if Lee maybe got to a higher spot where he's able to get in with us. W0HSN, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Wes. W0HSN Mobile. Just going out of Lamar. Hope you're copying. Nothing going on here. Had to run up here tonight. Took the wife to the hospital, but she's doing okay. I'm going to head home and get some sleep. Other than that, not a thing going on, Wes. Go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you had to take your wife to the hospital, especially on Valentine's Day. But I'm sure they'll take good care of her up there in Lamar. That's, I think, been a pretty decent hospital over the years, and I think that's also one that the nursing home there in Lockwood works closely with, so it all ought to work out good that way. Been up to anything else other than that? Well, Lee, if you're hearing me, it looks like we've lost you again. So, but I appreciate you checking in tonight, and we will catch up with you soon, I hope. And so maybe we'll hear you next week on the net, and maybe we'll hear you on the radio before then too. It'd be great. And so this is AE0OC. We're at the bottom of the list. I have any further check-ins for the OARS net?
This is November 0 Oscar Charlie Whiskey N0 OCW Richard in Springfield.
N0 OCW. Richard, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing okay. Just wanted to get in for the check-in, and I listen to you guys a lot in the evenings, and I should jump in, but I'm usually doing 100 different things at the same time, so, but everything is going good here, I guess.
All right, very good. Did you have a good Valentine's Day?
Well, I spent it with the love of my life, me, so I guess it was good.
Yeah, I was my own Valentine's today too, so yeah, well, there's worse things to be, I'm telling you. It didn't cost me anything, I'll tell you that much.
That is true. That is true. So I'll go ahead and turn it back over to net control. N0 OCW 73s, everybody.
All right, thank you, Richard. Let's say 73 to you, and do we have any further check-ins for the OARS net? This is AE0OC, final call for check-ins for the OARS net.
Kilo Echo 0, Mike Alpha Delta, Gazer MAD.
There you are, Sean. I was wondering where you were at. KE0 MAD.
I just figured I'd wait till the end so I could say I was the last one, so I'd make somebody jealous, so maybe somebody will check in after me. No, I went to work 1 o'clock in the morning, so I come home and fell asleep. Just woke up a little bit ago and ate some dinner. Been listening to the whole net, though. So not a whole lot going on. Thanks for doing the net, Wes. That's K0MAD. I hope somebody tops me, but if not, that means I got the last call.
Yeah, that's right. And I didn't get a chance to tell you earlier, but I went out there and I changed that lightning arrestor out on the coax, and I now have a flat 1-to-1 SWR on the cross needles, but the SWR on the analyzer looks exactly the same as it did before. So I have no clue what's going on there.
Yeah, I would trust your cross needle because, again, you're driving it with RF, and that's going to be a true SWR, where sometimes those analyzers just don't have enough RF drive to get a true reading on a capacitively driven element. Well, good. Maybe you got it solved then. I'll have to go to the back radio here in a little bit, and I'll have to pick you up on Simplex and see if your signal's the same as it usually is.
All right, sounds like a good plan. I'll catch you after the net. Thanks for checking in tonight, Sean. And we'll say 73 and see if you did make somebody jealous. Anybody else want to check into the OARS net?
WE0V for a recheck.
Go ahead, Elaine.
I'm not jealous, but I was going to ask you, can you do your call sign phonetically for me? Because I've got a little bit of a hearing thing or a little buzzing noise, and I'm thinking you're saying AE or KD or something. I can't quite get it.
Absolutely. It's Alpha Echo 0 Oscar Charlie.
Alrighty there, thank you. And no one made me jealous. That's funny though.
Yeah, that's Sean being a kidder is what that amounts to. I don't know if you've ever met Sean, but he's fun. He tries to act like he's all grumpy and everything, but he's not in the least. He's a lot of fun to be around, to be honest with you. So appreciate you checking in tonight, Elaine, and looking forward to seeing you at the Hamfest.
Alrighty, thank you. And this is WEV saying 73.
All right, one final call for check-ins to the OARS net, Valentine's edition. Any final calls?
November 0, Mike Lima Papa, mobile.
Well, there's another one that I thought might check in and was beginning to wonder about. In 0 MLP, Marvin, how are you tonight?
I dropped down in a bottom here. I'm working my way back to the house. I'm not sure if you're getting me or not, but we're about I don't know. We're somewhere between Stockton and Arcola.
Oh, you got some scratch on your signal, but you're coming through okay. Even when you said you were down in the bottom there, you were still coming through pretty good. Did you guys go out for Valentine's at any point during the day today? Marvin, I'm not sure if you got to where you can't hear me or if you just didn't want to comment on that. But in any case, Let's see if you're able to get in now.
Well, if you can get me in for the numbers anyway. November 0, Mike Lima Papa, back to net, have you heard me?
Yep, I heard that one. Got you in for the count. So appreciate you checking in. And we're going to say one more time, any final check-ins for the OARS net, last call.
Recheck.
Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
So you guys were asking about the Valentine's boxes. Brentley went to school today, and she had her and her grandma made a Valentine's box that is Peppa Pig. I don't know if anybody knows what Peppa Pig is, but so yeah, I guess they still do it. So it was kind of fun to see that. Anyway, nothing else. Maybe I got the last word in again. K0MAD.
Well, I bet you did get it that time. We'll see. And yeah, I actually have heard of and seen a picture of Peppa Pig. I certainly have not watched it, though. But I bet you have, Sean. I bet you have. So anyway, I'm glad they still do the Valentine boxes. I think that's a neat thing for kids to do. Any further check-ins for the OARS net?
KF0HHH.
KF0HHH. Kathy, how are you doing tonight?
Well, happy Valentine's, Wes, and doing pretty good. We're just heading back home from Valentine's dinner.
Ah, very good, very good. That's what I was asking Marvin. I don't know if he could hear me or not, but if he went out anywhere, if you guys had all went out for Valentine's any place. So I'm glad to know that you did. I'm glad that you had a good time, and I'm going to fix something to eat here in a little bit. I'm not going to call it a Valentine's dinner, though. The boys weren't here, so I didn't bother fixing anything yet, but I'm going to go find something to fix. So, appreciate you checking in. Do you have anything further for the net?
No, I'm all good. I'm just talk at you later. I'm 63.
All right. I'm glad you had a good Valentine's Day. So, thanks for checking in tonight. I'm going to put it out there one more time. Any final check-ins for the OARS net?
W0HS. Oh, but don't recheck.
Go ahead, Lee. You're coming in a little better now. W0HSN, go ahead.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Sure can. Well, Lee, you must be hilltopping or something, because we're just caught those two things where you called your call sign out and a recheck, and then when you asked if we could still hear you. And that's all I've heard.
No, I've got a radio problem, I think, Wes, microphone problem.
All right, that makes sense because when you're coming in just clear as can be, and then when you're not at all.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I've got a spare at the house I'll throw in here tomorrow. Thanks for getting us in tonight, Wes.
Oh, well, thank you for checking in. We very much appreciate it. So, looking forward to hanging out with you again sometime soon, maybe in a meeting or breakfast or something along that line. So, I guess I will say 73 to you, and we'll go ahead and ask one more time. Does anyone else want to check into the OARS net?
KF0HHD Mobile.
KF0HHD, Marjorie, how are you doing tonight?
Doing fantastic. How about you?
Doing real good. Feeling better than I had been at least, and got my antenna working right again, and celebrating the 1 year anniversary of this net. I mean, all kinds of neat stuff going on.
That's great. I didn't realize we'd been doing it for a year. Happy birthday, Ned. Happy Valentine's to you.
Well, thank you, Marjorie. Very much appreciate it. And we've had a pretty good bunch of check-ins. Actually, you're number 17. That is a pretty good net. And especially considering it's Valentine's Day, I thought maybe 6, 8, something like that was about all I was going to get in here. I figured it'd just be us sad single hams, you know. But, nope, doing real good. So, appreciate you checking in tonight. And say 73, and I'll go ahead and throw it out there again. Any final check-ins for the OARS net? Well, I think that we finally rode the train all the way to the end of the tracks. But that was quite a little run there. Appreciate everybody who checked in tonight. We had 17 total, including myself. And that's a good way to start the second year of the OARS net. So appreciate everybody. And we'll see you all again next week. Don't forget about the D-Star net on Monday at 8 o'clock. If you're D-Star capable, make sure you check into that one. This is AE0OC, and I'm going to return the repeater back to normal operations.